Yeah, Delaine, I'm a progressive, but I can still respect the argument of the other side and still respect the passion. Um, what's one Republican you respect or admire most, or somebody that's came across to you as somebody that you've been able to work with, or just admire somebody from history?
Well, I love Dwight David Eisenhower. It was he who wrote the Cross of Iron speech, and I don't know the whole speech, but part of it is every bomb that is made, every missile launched, every rocket fired signifies in the final sense a theft. And those who are hungry and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. This world in arms isn't spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its laborers, the genius of its scientists, and the hopes of its children. He said that in 1953, 6 years before he wore into the military-industrial complex. He really did believe that we needed to invest in our children, in our science. And I think we have to as well. So there are lots of Republicans that I have the greatest respect for. Abraham Lincoln is a rock star as far as the history of this country is concerned. But we owe a debt to Theodore Roosevelt and to a host of other Republicans. I served with a number of excellent Republicans who were centrist and did try to move the needle and get things done. I had an occasion, I was doing a bill to crack down on unlicensed contractors, and some knucklehead tried to steal my bill and write it as a sole contractor bill as a gift to one of the contributors to him. And the guy who was trying to steal the concept for my bill happened to be a Democrat, as I was. But I went to the Republican who was going to it was the chair of the committee that I was being heard before. He was going to put this information into a Republican bill. And I went to the author of that bill and I told him that what was happening. And he said, by God, if they try to do that, I'll drop the bill before I'll allow them to steal the bill and make it a sole source contractor bill. And that's what happened. They tried to hijack my bill and write it so that only one contractor would qualify to create this data system. And this wonderful man from Southern California stood up and said, not on my watch. And so I think there are people of courage and character in both parties, and I have a lot of, on the east side of this country, I have a lot of relatives that happen to be Republicans. And I love them, they're my family. So I think what we have to do, though, is make sure we've got, mutual respect and that we behave with an honest way. My dad was from Kentucky. His father was a Democrat and a Baptist, and his mother was a Methodist and a Republican, and they got along just fine. They didn't argue about politics and religion. And I think you have to if we can, we've got to always be thinking about the common ground that we can find together and the common principles that we ought to be able to work on together.